Okay guys, we're going to start off with not drawing dots because we don't need them anymore. We're so super advanced. We're just going to start looking at this graph paper and drawing boxes. So we can draw a box. I said a box, that would mean that they would all have the same size, same length of sides. So I really meant rectangular prisms. We can do a prism like this. We can do a prism like this. We can do a prism like this. We can do any rectangular prism because this works for everything. Okay, once you have your squares and rectangles drawn, you're going to decide which way you want your three dimensions to look. Is it coming this way? Is it coming this way? Is it coming up from the left or up from the right? It doesn't matter, okay? As long as all of the lines you draw are in the same direction, okay? So I will show you. You're gonna go to the corners. And you're gonna use your graph paper as a nice little guide because you're going to go from corner to corner of the little squares. So see the corner of this square and the corner of this square? I'm going to connect like that. And then I'm going to do that for all of the corners of my square. Once I do that, I'm going to connect. Okay? Now, do you have to use just one square to make your lines at the corners? No, you can make it a much deeper kind of figure. So let's look at this rectangle, for example. I can go from corner to corner, one square, from corner to corner, two squares, and three squares. But when you do the lines on the rest of the figure, they also have to go corner to corner in the same direction, the same number of squares. So I did 1, 2, 3, and this one's also going to go 1, 2, 3. Okay, now connect the lines. Okay, so you try on the other squares. Make one coming from the top. We did the top right with this one. We had this one coming from the top left, kind of moving in this direction. This one's popping out of your page, coming this way. So do something with these others. Maybe one coming up this way, or one coming up this way. It just depends on the way you draw your lines. And I'm going to pause it, and I'm going to finish these. Okay, now you can see the ideas that I had for my box or for my rectangular prisms. Some of them I added shading because that kind of makes things look more three-dimensional, like here and here. You can add shading too. You can draw little lines like in the direction that the lines are going, but you don't want to do that twice because then it looks like just a big blob. You can't tell what they're doing. Sometimes you can just color in really hard. Maybe what you want to show is the fronts, and then you can draw like the lines to show the part that's going back, and maybe in a different direction you can draw the lines that are going back on another one of the planes. Now that's up to you. Okay, in our next video, we're going to see how we can draw different figures, not just rectangular prisms. Get excited!